Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Ran. Today I wanted to share 4 crazy thoughts that social anxiety tricked me to believing that have somehow restricted me in so many areas of my life that made me very scared to go out to meet people, to connect with people, and to build intimate relationship with people. And I feel like sharing my own stories and experience will somehow make you feel connected, seen, and understood. From a place of compassion and awareness, change and healing can actually happen. So let's jump right into it. The first one is everybody's so confident and I'm the only one who is not normal. For people with social anxiety, the thing we often do is to be externally focused. Because we have this immense insecure feeling within, we feel like very, very unsettling. We feel uncomfortable. We feel like the environment isn't safe. So we have to constantly watch out. So we have to constantly look at what's going on outside world so we can proactively respond. But when we're act in a guarded place, when we act so vigilantly, it kind of just makes us feel disconnected with our body and emotions. When we're observing people from a distance, any stories can be made up. For example, like, wow, they look so natural. They look like they're having fun. They look like they're enjoying each other. But why am I not enjoying the moment? Why do I feel so anxious? It's so easy for us to feel like we are the weirdo. We feel like we're the only one who's abnormal, who's unable to chill and to have fun with people. And that makes us feel like we are not able to fit in properly. We're not able to blend in to society, into the little group that we really wanted to feel this sense of belonging from. Especially for people who have gone through traumas, because most traumas originate from childhood, from past events that made us feel like we are not good enough, made us feel like we are weird for acting or saying things that we did. For example, when I was a kid, I was always shamed by my math ability because apparently as an Asian kid, I'm supposed to be really good at math like my parents do, like my whole family do, because they have always ranked top 3 in their class and they have been honored with like straight A students and all that. But I wasn't wired like that. I don't do math, like I cannot do math, but instead, I am the creative one. I like to tell stories. I like to connect with people. I like to write novels, and I like to just have this wild imagination. When I get creative juices flowing around, I get pretty excited. But they don't see that. They think I'm the weirdo of the family. They don't acknowledge my specialness. They just think, well, you are different from the rest of us, and you must change to adopt our traits, to adopt our abilities so that you can thrive in the future. Of course, now that I'm looking back, I feel like they want the best for me. But at that time, I was constantly ashamed of who I was. So I grew up with the feeling that I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to be good enough to make this family proud like they're proud of the rest of the family members. So I developed this feeling that I'm weird. Now that when I'm in social occasions, when I'm slightly different from people in the group, I feel like, well, I'm gonna be shamed as well. They are gonna alienate me. They are gonna say bad shit about me. They're gonna say that, well, you have to change in order to fit in our group. And that's essentially how I developed this belief. Me having social anxiety is not okay. Because how the hell did everybody get to be so confident, but I'm not? But the truth is that we're all human beings. We all have some things that we want out of life, that we're struggling with, that we're insecure about. Even the richest people who seem to have it all. Well, haven't we thought about the question that if they are so secure about who they are, why do they have to strive? If they don't have the need to prove who they are, they wouldn't be the overachiever who work their ass off just to get more figures in their bank account, just to get more attractive girls in their life, just to get more like followers on Instagram and stuff like that. If we are secure about who we are, we would have done those things. We would have just sit down and enjoy life. We wouldn't have cared what we own so that we can prove it to external world that we're good enough. We are all insecure. Even if Some people do look like they have it all together. Everybody is self-conscious to some degree. So the person that we're worried about being judgmental towards us might be also pretty anxious, might be pretty worried about how they would appear to the external world, how other people would perceive them if they're good enough towards them as well. The second crazy thought I had was that showing my interest in people first would cause me to be rejected and shamed by them because I don't deserve to like them. Basically, I would feel like I'm not good enough to like them. Because of this thought, I would avoid eye contact. I dare not ask questions or express my true opinions. I would never be the first one to initiate conversations. And I constantly act like I'm cool, I'm indifferent. Because pretending to be cool means that I don't have the need for connection, hence I wouldn't be rejected by people. I wouldn't get hurt. So that actually would cause a problem because people would think that I don't really care. People would think that, well, you don't want to be friends and I don't want to be friends with you either. But it has a lot to do with my anxious, preoccupied attachment style because I have this huge craving for connections, but I don't actually reach out to show people that I'm interested. Instead, I would engage in secret fantasies. In the fantasy land, everything is perfect. I don't have to express my true opinions. People just get me. And they would voluntarily come to me and stay and offer me everything that I want. And that's just in my perfect fantasy land. But in reality, when I actually crave for love and care, I would push people away because I don't trust them. I don't trust them that this time that they're gonna stick around. Just like I don't trust my parents. Like they have promised me a million times that they are gonna be there for me. But even though when they are actually there, but they're not here. They are playing on their phone, they are thinking about something else, and they weren't responding to my requests or emotional needs at all. Because of this belief, I actually developed a very thick wall that people couldn't go through here, and I wouldn't be able to reach another side of the wall as well. Before people could have the opportunity to reject me, before people could say bad things or mean things about me, I would always be the first one to criticize me, to reject my opinions or views, saying like, why are you so dumb? Why would anybody think like the way you do? You know, why are you so weird? I would say a million of mean things to myself just so that when people actually do say mean things about me, I'm mentally prepared. Like, it kind of just builds up a buffer. Even if people don't actually say those things, all the things exist in my head from me. And because of those voices, because of those stories I made up, because of those beliefs, I actually disconnect from reality. I disconnect from people, which hinders me from building true and meaningful connections because I push people away. So they got used to it and they would never reach out to me again. But it just kind of just proved my view that, well, I'm not lovable enough to be cared and connected with, which further strengthened my core belief. The third crazy thought I had was that I needed to be perfect, to be ready for social occasions. If I failed to impress people, I am a failure. For a lot of people who struggle with social anxiety, we kind of just set this unrealistic goal for us to reach. For example, we obsess to be the special one, to be the perfect one, to be chosen by people. It's like we're trying to be good enough so that we wouldn't be rejected by our parents, we wouldn't be criticized or abandoned by them ever. So this is the thing that bothers me the most, because when we're striving to be the chosen one by other people, we never pause to reflect, well, is that person even worthy of it? Worthy of me trying to win their approval over? Because we're still obsessed about putting ourselves in this vulnerable place to be chosen, to be looked at like an object, instead of really taking a step back and think, wow, why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Letting the person who we don't even know well, who we don't even know if it's worthy of our efforts at all, to judge us, to have the power over us. Who is this person? You know, I feel like this is the biggest trap. Nothing is perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect. So if I have to be perfect for social occasions, it means that I'm never going to be ready for social occasions. I'm never going to be ready for connections. This is something that I do constantly before like dates. For example, like 100% of the time, every time I think I'm pretty skillful in makeup. I'm pretty skillful in knowing the dress code, in knowing what I should wear and what I should say. Consciously, I think I know. But before dates, before big occasions, I always panic. And I have those tons of clothes laid out on my bed. I don't know which one to choose. And I would mess up on makeup. So almost always I end up being late for dates. And also I wanted to apologize for the fireworks sounds out there because it's still Chinese New Year here. Happy Chinese New Year, everyone. But I don't think those fireworks sounds are going to stop anytime soon, so you might hear them throughout this video. I'm so sorry for that. Chasing for perfection is a form of self-attack. It's like we're setting ourselves up for failure because it's something that I'm never going to achieve. Also requiring our partners, requiring our family members or friends to guess our needs, to do the things exactly the way we want them to do, to behave or say things that exactly we want them to do, is also attack on them. Instead of chasing for perfectionism, let's strive for realness, let's strive for authenticity, because that's something enables real connection. If we actually put on a facade and people build a connection with that facade, we would know that it's not us. We will still not feeling love because we know that's not the real us. The fourth thought I had was that if people lay their eyes on me, they must be judging me in a negative way. They will secretly disgust me, laugh at me, and embarrass me. There are some times when I was in social occasions, I've seen people across the room, and I think they have laid their eyes on me like shortly, and then they just continue to talk about something with their friends. And even for that instinct, I would think, wow, that person must be judging me or thinking about me or even be talking about me, like be mentioning me like, well, that girl looks really dumb, like look what she's doing, she's so weird and stuff. And I would create such like dramatic things in my head because I felt like I'm the victim there, and I felt like I am so important, of course, to be the center of the critics. But later I discovered that it was all self-obsession and the exaggerated perceptions about my own inner insecurity. Because when I have the thought that I'm not good enough, people always criticize me, people always say bad shit about me behind my back or in front of my face. To be honest, how many times we were in a social occasion and some new people just walking to the room or walking to this occasion, and we quickly glance them and then we jump right back to the topic that we're talking about without even remembering having looked that direction or having laid our eyes on that person at all. That's actually how most of the people feel as well, because they are not really paying attention to us. They're really thinking about how they're going to portray themselves to their boss, to their friends, to their secret crush. When we put ourselves in other people's shoes, it's the same feeling. People don't have this hostility all the time. The only people who do are the most insecure creatures in the world, that they have to make everyone miserable so that they could feel good about themselves. Those people are not the ones we want to associate ourselves with. So be concerned about how they are thinking about us is really a waste of our precious energy. So I think the important thing here is that we really allow ourselves to remove the glass, to remove this filter that we have towards people. I know it's pretty difficult. I have been working on that for years, and I know that's a long process. If you're interested in how I overcome my social anxiety, you can actually check out my video. I will link it up here somewhere. But what I'm saying is, whenever we feel insecure and we project it outwards, we feel like people are being hostile towards us, they are making us feel unsafe, we should always go inward and find out what's the thought, what's the belief that we have, so that we can overcome it in a way that when we deal our own insecurities, the world becomes safe to us, the world becomes at peace with us. And that's the main reason I wanted to share with you guys, because those thoughts, they have kept me trapped for years. Those thoughts have limited me for years in expanding my social circles, in helping me find intimacy, in helping me. Those beliefs have actually limited me for many years in restricting my social circle, in hindering me going into true intimacy with people. But recently, when I actually start to let my guard down and when I allow myself to step into reality without the filters, I just realized I've missed so many years of my life into the stories I told to myself. And they could have been removed, they could have been re-narrated a long time ago, but I waited too many years to do it. So me being here in front of the camera, I hope that will be a good starting point to encourage you to step out and to be the real you and to be brave enough to confront the thoughts that you have towards social anxiety, because it's not truth, it's not reality, it's only in our head. And I hope this video is gonna be helpful for you to feel seen and connected, so that you feel like you're not the only person who are going through this. We're going this together. Alright, my friends, thanks for watching this video. I hope you like it. I hope it's helpful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you wanted to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.